Matt Davella has recently dropped his new course Master YouTube, where he reveals the secrets to build a successful YouTube channel. In one of the lessons of his course, he shares the 5 books that have most inspired him on his entrepreneurship and YouTube journey. I've read all of the books, and in this video I'll be sharing my honest opinion on whether they are actually useful for aspiring YouTubers and content creators. For the 2 people in the audience that don't know who Matt is, Matt Davella is a filmmaker and YouTuber with over 3 million subscribers and 2 Netflix documentaries. When he dropped his course for YouTube beginners, I absolutely had to sign up. And as the book nerd I am, I was really excited to see he had some book recommendations for his students. So, without further ado, let's start with the review. The first book of the list is The Art of Possibility by Ben and Rose Zander. This is a book on how to bring possibility into your life. Life doesn't have to be just the way it is. We are the ones giving an interpretation to the world. We can choose to stop looking at life in a default mode and start doing it from a place of opportunity, change, and positivity. The authors of this book present 12 practices that can be applied to bring creativity and a sense of possibility into your own life. It was really comforting to read this book. It gave me hope that, despite things not working the way we expect, we can always turn the situation around. I can clearly see why Matt would recommend a book like this one. I think reading it can motivate aspiring YouTubers to be more creative and think outside the box of what's already been established. We as creators often limit ourselves to what's already been done. But if we start shifting our mindset, we can enter this world of possibility that is described in the book. I would describe reading this book like unlocking a new framework to interpret the world around you. I absolutely love this book. I think that more than a book for entrepreneurs or YouTubers, this is a book for life, and that literally everyone should read it immediately. It's honestly great. I really loved it. I will give this book 5 stars because it's so full of great advice that can be applied to anything in life, and it spreads a very positive message. I know this is one of those books that I'll be revisiting from time to time, and I'm pretty sure that whether you read it now or in a year, there will be always at least one lesson that you'll be able to apply to your current life situation. So yeah, this is a very empowering book. I highly recommend you to read it and to take your time to reflect in each one of the lessons. The second book on this list is The War of Art by Steven Pressfield. I had really high expectations on this one, as I've seen it being recommended by multiple creators that I admire. The author refers to procrastination as resistance, and in his book he attempts to offer techniques to overcome this resistance so you can focus on your art. I think the topic of this book is really important. However, I think this book really wasn't for me. I honestly didn't enjoy reading it. It contained way too many spiritual and war references that I didn't necessarily agree with, and I generally prefer books that are more based on scientific evidence and less metaphorical. Don't get me wrong, there are 3 or 4 core ideas that are really good, but I think they could have been presented in a more concise way and with more practical advice on how to actually implement them in your day-to-day life to beat procrastination. For this reason, I give this book 2 stars out of 5. In my opinion, there's no need to read the book in order to get the key takeaways. You can just watch a 10-minute video that Ali Abdal did on the topic and save yourself some time. I will leave it linked in the description below in case you want to check it out. In any case, you might still enjoy this book if you like more spiritual and metaphorical content. The next book on the list is Anything You Want by Derek Sivers. So many people spend their lives pursuing jobs that don't actually make them happy, and just continue to mindlessly climb the ladder until retirement comes. This is a book on doing the thing that makes you happy and creating a business around your passion. You might think that's not possible, but the reality is that you can make money doing whatever makes you happy. Say you like elephants, for example. You could start a YouTube channel tomorrow where you talk everything about elephants. Where they live, what they eat, how they grow. If you make free valuable content for a long time, people that like elephants will eventually find you and you'll be able to set up a business around that. This book contains 40 lessons on a new kind of entrepreneurship that prioritizes doing the thing that makes you happy above everything else. When I read this book, it really opened a world of possibility to me. It talks about fundamental topics that are often overlooked in the business world. This book is an easy 5 stars for me. It's absolutely great and contains tons of practical advice. It goes straight into the point, no fluff. As an example, one of my favorite lessons of the book is that in order to grow your business, you should make your current customers happy. We often spend so much time trying to attract new customers and promoting our business, but in reality, the only thing that we should do is give our current customers the best product that we can. Why? Because if our current customers are happy and they truly love our product, they will tell everyone else. It's like making your customers the advocates of your business. Tribes by Seth Godin. Tribes is a book on leadership. More specifically, this is a book on why you should be a leader. It will make you think about the opportunities of leading in different scenarios and create a tribe of your own now that the internet has eliminated the barriers of geography, cost, and time. For example, with this YouTube channel, I'm creating a small community where I can share my thoughts and connect with like-minded people from all over the world. Before the internet, sharing your message with people outside your region was both difficult and expensive. This book really made me think on why we should take advantage of this medium in order to share our message. However, if you already know you want to lead, but you want to know how to lead, this book isn't for you. This book doesn't contain any strategies on how to lead. The goal of this book is to explain why to lead, not how. Despite liking the book, I have to give it 3 stars as I didn't find any practical advice in it. The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss. This is probably the most well-known book of the list. We all wish at some point to live this rich lifestyle where we don't have to work at all and can spend most of our time surfing at the beach. This book showed me that achieving this type of lifestyle is much easier than we think and that we can really create a luxury lifestyle if we learn how to master our time and mobility. In this book, Tim Ferriss shares the techniques to escape your 9-to-5 job and create that rich life that you always wanted. I know the title sounds like an absolute scam, but I can assure you that this is a must-read and that it will really shift your perspective on what you think is possible. What I really like about this book is that it's very practical and contains lots of actionable tips for people in different situations. It contains examples of conversations to have with your boss, email templates, lots of resources, so you can start putting the tips into practice right away. The only drawback I see is that it contains so many resources that now many of them are outdated as this book was written a while ago. I think it would have been a better idea to provide a link to a page with up-to-date resources instead of being so explicit in the book itself. When I was reading it, I skipped all of the research sections, so I would advise you to do the same and just look for up-to-date resources on your own. In my case, I read this book pretty late, so I already knew a lot of the stuff in it. I also found that some bits of the book can be a bit problematic, so for this reason I will not give the book 5 stars. But other than that, I think it's a great read for aspiring entrepreneurs. The author, Tim Ferriss, is a super well-known entrepreneur and podcaster. I've been following his content for years and he's a guru in the self-improvement space. So you should definitely check out his content if you haven't already. So those were my ratings on the 5 books that Matt D'Avella has recommended in his Master YouTube course. Bear in mind that these ratings are completely subjective and that it really depends on your previous knowledge and your personal preferences. For example, in my case, I tend to prefer books that are based on scientific evidence or that present ideas that are very innovative to me. So please take that into account. You might also read the book yourself and share your ratings in the comment section below. I also want to mention that Matt D'Avella is a huge inspiration for me and I've been following his content for years now. I will leave the links to his work and his Master YouTube course in the description below in case you want to check those out. As always, if you found this video useful, please consider subscribing for more content on reading and self-improvement. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.